What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly sports history for January 6th, 2023. Good news on the Damar Hamlin front. He is awake. Unless I heard he was still intubated, but he was communicating, holding hands, things like that, which is great news. It seems, though, his lungs still need to heal. But brain wise, it seemed like he was with it. One of the things he's able to write down to communicate with everybody. And one of the first things he asked was, did we win the game? So the fact that his brain energy and capacity seems like it's still there is a great, great sign. So continue to pray for him and hope that things continue to progress that way. But that was pretty awesome news to hear yesterday that he was not only awake, but able to communicate and recognize and basically be aware of the situation. So continued prayers out to him and his family as well as the Buffalo Bills teammates. Also, I will say too, let's send a prayer out to T. Higgins, who was the guy who Hamlin hit and may have put it like, I know he was going through some stuff, and I mean, it's obviously nothing he did particularly, but just pray for him because it's got to be a tough thing. And so it's great news for him as well that he's awake, so at least some of that burden is taken off. But still kind of no word on what they're going to do with the schedule. I know a lot of things were being floated around yesterday. I don't know if anything necessarily was ever locked in stone, but they did say that game's canceled. They're not going to make it up, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do as far as the seating with standings and everything like that. The latest rumor I heard today was that there might be, for the AFC Championship game, a neutral field. I don't know if that's going to affect the NFC at all, whether they'd have to do the same thing. It's worth monitoring, especially being that the Eagles are in play for the number one seed, which if they would make it that far, the NFC Championship game would be in Philly. So definitely something to monitor. But obviously the big concern and focus should be on Damar Hamlin's health, and the fact, like I said, the fact that he's awake is phenomenal. I know, like I was super excited to hear that news yesterday. So continue prayers and hope that positivity progresses even more as we go through the weekend. On the Eagles front, still no real clarity on what's going to happen with Jalen Hurts. He was throwing, seemed like he was participating with the first unit, but still considered a limited participant. It seems like his teammates kind of are under the impression and have the feeling that he's trending toward playing. As with most injuries, today's the day to see how he practices, and I'm sure they're going to probably try to push him somewhat just to see what he can do, because Saturdays are usually a walkthrough where that's basically what he was doing earlier in the week. So hopefully we get some good news and some clarity on that as we go through. Sad Flyers update. They won again 6-2 for their fourth in a row. Again, against a team that's below them in the standings, and they're now tied for 25th. So they're actually trending in the wrong direction. But I don't think the way they're configured now, they're built to contend. So we don't want to get too excited about this, and we don't want to push them up too far and get stuck in that purgatory area. I don't know what to say about it. So we'll continue to monitor that. Sixers play the Bulls tonight. As I mentioned, we're all going down. Super, super excited for the kids to see their first Sixers game. I don't get down to the Sixers that much anymore either. So for me, it's a special treat as well. Looking forward to that. Should be a good time. We're heading down right after school and going to go to Xfinity Live, grab something to eat, and just do it up. So hopefully they come out. They're 5-point favorites over the Bulls tonight, which they should win. All right, going back now to this day in Philly sports history, we are going to go back to 2019, which doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but I mean, it seems like it was longer ago, but I guess it was the season 5 years ago, which is crazy. But this was the year after the Eagles Super Bowl. They had to win 5 of 6 to make it to the playoffs in the wild card. That season was the first time they played in London. And if you remember, Wentz was still on the injured list because of the knee to start the season. So Foles started, then Wentz came in, got hurt again. Foles was back in and recaptured some of that Foles magic late in the season. So going into the playoffs, they were the 6th seed, had to go to Chicago for the wild card game. And they actually won 16-15 over the Bears. It was a defensive struggle most of the game. It was 6-3 at the half, which the Bears winning. Eagles were down 15-10 late in the fourth quarter. Foles was driving them. If you remember, they had 4th and goal from the 2, and he threw that touchdown pass to Golden Tate, who they picked up at the trade deadline. They went for 2, and it failed. So there's where the 16-15 came in. I guess they were trying to make it a 3-point game. So, of course, the next drive, Bears come right back down, get in the field goal range. I think it was Mitchell Trubisky, actually, was the quarterback for the Bears at the time. Got him in range, spiked the ball. There was, I think, only a few seconds left. Set up for a 43-yarder. Doug waited till the absolute last second to ice him. Of course, Codey Parkey makes the field goal, but Dougie P had made the timeout. So I remember at that point, you weren't feeling very good because he just made that. But they lined up again. Codey Parkey hits it, doink off the upright. And usually when the ball hits off the upright, it can go one of two ways. Well, instead of going through the upright, it came down, hit the crossbar, and bounced out. So Chris Collinsworth dubbed it that they lost on the double doink. So this was the double doink game. So the Codey Parkey, the ex-Eagle, I didn't realize this, or maybe I had forgotten it at this point, but he hit 6 between extra points and field goals, hit the upright 6 times that year. So it wasn't necessarily something that was rare or like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. Like, he did that a lot. And come to find out, and I never realized this, or maybe I just didn't care because the Eagles won, there was a little bit of a block on that kick. So the Eagles did get a piece of it that helped make it hit the uprights. But this day in Philly sports history was the double doink. Eagles beat the Bears 16-15 in the wild card game. They would go on to New Orleans the next week, and that was the game where battling back and forth, couple turnovers cost them, and then Alshon just missed the pass that some people still think they would have gone out to LA and beat the Rams the next year or the next week. I'm not so sure, but we'll save that for another day. But again, great update on Damar Hamlin. We're still waiting to get the updated injury status for the Eagles. I'll have way more on that tomorrow once we get today's practice reports. Go Sixers tonight. Looking forward to that with the family. Be safe this weekend. Looks like it's going to be kind of a cold and possibly rainy weekend here in the Philly area. But go have yourselves a Friday, and until next time. Oh, by the way, new Back to the Future drop last night. It's the anniversary of Buddy Ryan getting fired. So we did a Buddy Ryan what if and just examined and looked through all of his career and just discovered and talked about why he was so beloved despite not winning a playoff game. So be sure to check out Back to the Future with a PH wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for listening. Go have yourselves a Friday. Until next time, I'll see you when I see you.